Get strong.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. Today, we're going to talk about budgets. And unless you receive a monthly stipend from your Millionaire Relatives Trust Fund, you need a budget. I started using budgeting programs years ago. I started out with Quicken for DOS and used it, and for some time Microsoft Money as well. But Quicken and applications like it are really kind of useless for managing money. They're great for reporting where your money went, but they are not good at helping you manage the actual spending or saving of your money. Not in my opinion, anyway. For that, you need something that will allocate your money before you spend it so that you don't spend it on the wrong thing. And for that, I have found no better system than the old-fashioned envelope money management method. With an envelope money management method, you separate out your money into separate envelopes based on the task you want that money to perform. So let's say each month you want to, pay your rent. You want to also maybe pay that electrical bill, the gas bill, the phone bill, the car payment, buy some groceries, and maybe have some money for fun stuff like movies and dining out. With an envelope money management system, you can divide up your paycheck into envelopes for each of these specific tasks. So if you get paid twice a month, you would put into each envelope one half of what you need to pay for that month. For example, if your mortgage payment is $1,000 a month and you get paid twice a month, then each time you get paid, you put $500 into the mortgage envelope. Come the end of the month, you will have $1,000 to pay your mortgage. Rinse and repeat. Now, since none of us want to actually deal with cash that can be misplaced, we're not actually going to cash our paycheck and put the money into physical envelopes. Instead, we can enlist the help of an application to provide virtual envelopes for us to divide our paycheck into. There are a few different envelope budgeting applications out there, and you can go Google search for them. I can tell you of three that I've used myself. One is called NeoBudget, one is called GoodBudget, and the other one is You Need a Budget, or YNAB. Now, of these three applications, I continue to use NeoBudget. In my opinion, NeoBudget and GoodBudget are the best of these three. I settled on NeoBudget though because I found the actual budgeting part of the application to be far superior to GoodBudget and or YNAB. And as a matter of fact, even though NeoBudget's Android application is the weakest of the three, I still chose it because the web application for NeoBudget provides a robust budgeting feature that makes it super easy and transparent to divide out your check on a regular basis. It can even handle multiple income streams if you're lucky enough to have them. So let's go ahead and take a look at NeoBudget then. So NeoBudget, you can get there by going to neobudget.com. Put that in your web browser, and here we are. Now for NeoBudget, they offer a pricing plan, I believe, yes, one user, one account, and 10 envelopes. You can have that free forever. We'll go ahead and start with that just so we can at least show you how this works. Okay, so we're going to just put in our name. I'll make up a name here. We'll delete this account when we're done. But I'm going to need to use a real email address, so and sign up. Okay, so we get the standard welcome screen here. Helps you to track your spending and budget your income. You need to add an account. So let's say you got your checking account here. We'll just put checking account. And then we need to add some envelopes. So say manage envelopes. And again, since we're on the free version, we only get 10. So let's use them sparingly. Pick up the most important stuff here. You probably have mortgage or rent, right? We can assign a little color to it if you want. And let's say we got electrical bill. And let's say we've got our gas bill. We have a phone bill. And what else might we have? Let's say we got a car payment. but we want to have some fun money too. And so we like to eat food. We want some groceries. Okay, so we'll just start with that. Just make it simple. Hit done there. Now we need to set a starting balance. So this would involve looking at your actual checking account and getting the closing balance from that. So we'll go ahead and hit new entry, income, balance. And let's say we have $3,000 in the bank in our checking account. Now we need to allocate that money. It says under allocated by 3,000, meaning we haven't put any of that 3,000 into an envelope. Where do we want it? Now, when you click on the first envelope, whichever one you click into, it'll put the whole amount in there, but you don't have to leave it that way, of course. So let's say, well, for a mortgage, let's say I'm halfway through the month right now, starting this. I need to set aside $500. Next time I get paid, I'll have another $500 to make that $1,000 mortgage or rent payment. And you tab to the next, hit the tab key, and you go to the next field or next envelope, and it'll take the remaining balance of that 3,000 that you said you have, and it'll put it in that envelope. And again, here you adjust this. Say, okay, for electrical, I just need $100 in there right now. I'll tab to the next field. Now there's $2,400 left. Where do you want to put that $2,400 that you have left in your checking account? Okay, I want $50 for the gas bill, my phone bill. I need $60, my car payment. I pay $250 a month, so I need $125 since I'm halfway through the month right now. And fund money, let's say $50. And groceries, let's say $500. But now I still need to put the rest of this $1,600 somewhere, right? So let's go ahead and let's just put that also under mortgage for now. So we can say I deleted it, and then it changes up here. The number for me shows me it's 2115. There we go. There's the balance now. We can hit save and close. Now it'll take that 3,000 now, and it spreads it across these envelopes. So now you can see clearly I've got $100 to go towards my electrical bill. I've got $50 towards the gas bill, $60 for my phone bill, etc. And we'll leave that alone for mortgage and rent, or we could click on the manage envelopes. We can add another envelope, and maybe we want to call this our saving. Now, ideally, you would have another account here called saving, but in order to add another account, you're going to need to pay for the service. And that's fine. I do it. I pay for the service because it's totally worth it. But if you're on a really tight budget and you just can't do it right now, maybe you can do it later down the line, then you can stick with the 10 envelopes and just call one envelope saving. Maybe give it a different color. There we go. And we hit done. Okay, so we have now, we've created the savings envelope. So I need to move some of this money from the mortgage envelope. We want to move it over to the savings envelope because we don't want all of that in there. It's not going to be used for that at this time. So we'll go ahead and we'll do a move. We can do new, move between envelopes. Just call this whatever you want. And you can also do calculations within these fields. So you'll notice it automatically put a minus there because we're asking it to move from this envelope to another one. So it's going to take away what's in this envelope so we can put it in a different envelope. Now, say I don't have the calculator handy, right? Or I can't launch my calculator on my computer, duh. But you can do math in these cells as well, in these fields. So 2,115 is the balance. I want to take that out, but I do want to leave plus $500 in here of that. So I can enter it this way and then click into the savings field, and voila, it does the math for me. 1615 out of there and into savings. Save and close. And we've got $500 left in our mortgage rent envelope, and the balance of that $1,615 is now in our savings envelope. So this is just the setup. So now you've got what's in your bank account. You have 3,000. Right here it shows what's in your account, and you've divided it across these envelopes. So that money will be used for those envelopes only. Now, budgeting. The budgeting tab is where we'll come in and we'll define our income source. So we hit a new income source. This is my job. Let's call it paycheck. Paycheck, I get paid twice per month, and I get, we'll say, $1,500 twice per month is my paycheck. And you want to make this your net amount that you get. Okay, this is the amount your paycheck is after your taxes are taken out. Okay, we want to work with the money you actually are getting. So we save that. And now we can start building our budget. We've got right here, paycheck, $1,500 twice per month. Now my car payment, we need to budget that. You know, the car payment's $250. Well, what we can do to make it easier is we can say, okay, get started by adding a budget expense. So car payment, whoever you pay it to, maybe you put your bank's name in here or whatever, $250 every month. And then down here, you can say split this $250 evenly across my two paychecks. Boom, 125, 125. And I'll show you how that'll automatically distribute when you get paid. So we hit save. Now we've got that budgeted. And you'll notice here the unallocated amount remaining is $13.75. So it tells you how much more you have to budget still from each paycheck. So you're getting paid twice a month, right? So electrical, let's say you pay electrical, $150 a month. Split that out, $75 per paycheck. And there you go. And then we'll just continue on down and we'll build this budget. Okay, so here we are. We've got our budget all built out now. So we have our car payment. We get 2 paychecks a month, as we were talking about. The first check, half of that car payment will go into the envelope. The next check, the other half will go into the envelope, and then it'll be ready when it's time to pay your car payment of $250. Same with the electrical bill. You get half of it from each paycheck goes into the envelope, and same on down the line for fund money, your gas bill, your groceries, mortgage, rent, phone bill, and your savings. And of course, your envelopes may be different than this. So now another thing that I should make you aware of that's really, I think, robust about the budgeting feature here is if, for example, I don't get paid twice a month, and actually I actually get paid every 2 weeks, which is different. So if I say every 2 weeks and I save this, you're going to notice this third column appearing here, third check. What? That's right. If you get paid every 2 weeks, then you actually get 26 paychecks per year instead of 24. So for 2 of the months out of the year, you're going to get a third paycheck. And so the nice thing about this budget is it accounts for that. So on that, you have another $1,500 that needs to be allocated here for the third paycheck. So in this scenario, you can do some creative things, like maybe on the third paycheck, you really want to beef up your fun money, okay, and you want to have fun. So we're going to say $500 for the third paycheck. And we save that, and boom, now you'll see here, you're going to have $500. Anytime you have a third paycheck, twice a year, you'll get $500 dropped into your fun money envelope. And of course, you can use that however you want to. You can do this however you want to. Maybe you want to add groceries. It says there's $1,000 remaining. Maybe I want $600 on that third paycheck to go into my groceries. Now I've got $400 left remaining to allocate for the third paycheck of the month. Let's say I'm going to go ahead and just put the rest in my savings account. So when I get paid a third time twice a year, $400 extra is going to go into that savings envelope. So I really like the way you can manage the budget and how your paycheck gets distributed out to different envelopes. It's pretty versatile and takes care of these odd scenarios like the paid every 2 weeks scenario. Okay, now that we've got our budget set up, let's talk about actually using this. So if you're out and you're spending money, you want to keep track of things, and that's the idea here. You can see that you have how much money you have. To say you're at the grocery store, you got $500 to spend. So you want to do an expense. You've just finished shopping. You knew you only had $500, and great. So you only spent about $200. So whatever your grocery store name is here, put that in, and say you spent $200. So this is the amount you spent. Under allocated by 200 means you haven't told it where that 200 comes out of. Which envelope does it come out of? Well, it was the grocery store, so it has to come out of our groceries envelope because that's how we're budgeting here. And so 200, you click in there and it puts the 200 in for you automatically. Save and close, and you'll notice your groceries now reduces to $300. That's how much you have left to spend until your next paycheck. Okay, and so now we've got our groceries recorded. So let's say now you went out and you saw a movie with some friends. So you want to enter that in movies. I spent $30. That's fun money budget. Comes out of that envelope. Save and close. And now you got $20 left until your next paycheck in your fun money envelope. Okay, so now what happens when you get paid? So let's say it's now payday. You've spent a few days gone by, it's now payday. You come in here and you do a new entry. Income. You're going to add money to your budget here. And this is your paycheck. Now, you could type in whatever you want there for the paycheck, but instead, since you already made a budget and you told the system how much your paycheck is each time, just come over here and click on the select one option. And as I mentioned when we started this budget, we were pretending that we were in the middle of the month, so we already had one paycheck. So this now is our second paycheck that's coming due now. And so just click on that, and it puts the amount of our paycheck here, calls it paycheck, makes a note that it's the second income from paycheck for the month. Now, if your paycheck was not exactly the amount you budgeted, and sometimes it's not going to be, and that's fine, you adjust it here. But before I adjust it, I just want to point out that you'll notice the envelopes down here, according to the budget, have all filled in that paycheck. They've taken that paycheck and they've allocated the numbers out to each individual envelope for you. You can just hit save and close here if your paycheck really was $1,500. But let's say for some reason it was $1,515.25. So now you see this is telling you, hey, you haven't allocated this $15.25 that I was not expecting for your check because you told me your check is $1,500. And that's fine. So we'll go ahead now and we can allocate that. Let's say we're going to put it in the fun money budget. So you can click there and just use the right arrow key to unhighlight the field, hit plus $15.25. And you can see up there in the right corner, watch the unallocated getting smaller. Wants 5 more cents to be allocated. Boom, now it's gone. And there you go. Now you got $115.25 going into there. We can hit save and close. All the envelopes update automatically. So now we know that we've got our mortgage money ready to go because it's $1,000 a month. We know we've got our electrical bill ready to go, gas bill, phone bill, etc. All the money is ready to be used according to our budget. And this will really help you prevent from accidentally spending money that really should have been set aside, allocated for something else that you have already committed to, like your phone bill, your car payment, your mortgage, etc. But also be sure and leave yourself some money to have fun and some money for savings. Okay, so when it comes time to reconcile, then what you're going to be looking at is your bank statement. Now that can be either online via your web browser or a printed statement. And you're going to take the ending balance on that and you're going to put it up here, your bank balance. And in our scenario, let's just pretend we logged into our bank account and we see that the balance is $2,634.34. Now, what we need to do now is go and compare each one of these items to see if it's on the list, because this number here now should turn to 0 once we're balanced out. So if you're looking at your bank statement and we find, okay, the car payment has cleared the bank. They took the $250, we're good. Let's say we saw the Redbox, we saw the Whole Foods. So all these expenses, you're looking at them, you're comparing them to your bank statement. And if you see them on there as cleared, then you check them in here as cleared. Okay? Once you're done, you get to the last one here and it hits 0 and it says reconcile. The reconcile button will be available once you hit 0. And so now we're all cleared, except for this one we noticed, gas bill. It hasn't cleared the bank yet. They haven't cashed the check yet or what have you, so it's still outstanding. So you leave that unchecked. Because if you check it and it hasn't cleared the bank, then you're going to be out of balance here. So hasn't cleared yet. We'll leave it unchecked. All the other ones have. We're at 0. We can hit reconcile. Now when you hit reconcile, what it's going to do is make all those transactions that were outstanding disappear from the reconcile list. It'll reset the bank balance to 0. And although this still says this should be 0, we know that that's okay because we're done. We just finished reconciling, and that's okay that it has a balance there right now. The next time we come in and enter a new bank balance, then we'll make sure that that goes back to 0 again. And that is it. We go back to our summary or history, and we can see that there are now green check marks next to each transaction that we have verified has cleared the bank. And that's what reconciliation is. You're just making sure that what you've recorded matches what's on your bank statement, what the bank has recorded. Because sometimes you'll find, hey, maybe you forgot to enter something in your budget year, or maybe the bank or whoever you purchased from took more than they were supposed to, or maybe they didn't take as much as they were supposed to or as expected. And that's where you want to reconcile and make sure that you have the same transactions that your bank has to make sure everything's in balance. And that's all there is to reconciling, and it works just fine in this application. Okay, so that's budgeting with envelopes or virtual envelopes. I know this video sounds and looks a lot like a commercial for NeoBudget, but it's not. I'm not affiliated with them or anything. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just a customer. But of the 3 that I've tried out for envelope budgeting, I just like this one the best, but I would show you guys an option out there. Pick another one if it works better for you, but I think envelope budgeting is the way to go to help keep track of your money. Even if many times, like I have, if you go negative on an envelope, the budget's not quite working the way you want, or you're having to spend a little more than you planned, it still helps you keep an eye on where you need to be and where you might be falling behind, and helps you keep track of your money much better than just recording transactions that don't really tell you where you have money left to spend in which category or envelope in this case. So check it out, and that's just one way of doing budgeting on Linux. Thanks.